Hey, it's working. Good Lord. So, welcome to the first ever online video beer review that I've done. I'd like to apologise for the amateur fashion that it is, but to be honest, I'm hoping things just get better. So we've got a couple of beers going to have a look at tonight. It is a Friday night, so you know it's party time and what have you. So we were hoping to have a barbecue, but the thunderclouds have come in, so let's put a wash to that. We have had a curry though, which is good because I got to use my new knives that were lovingly brought to me by the greyhounds. Have you ever noticed that, like, when you've got dogs and they buy you presents for Father's Day, where do they get the money from? I wonder. Good job I had a bonus, isn't it? So anyway, Helen on her way home from work stopped off at Murray Bob's and got a couple of beers. Well, 4 beers, but I'll do 2 now, and I'll do 2 maybe tomorrow. I might do all 4, but I'm not sure at the moment. And we got a bit of a mixed bag, really, to be honest with you. The first one is this, which is called Cosmic Punch, and it's a berry IPA, I think. It's by Beavertown. So Beavertown, to be fair, you know, like neck oil and that's pretty good. So you kind of hope that it's not going to be too much of a gimmick and actually have a bit of flavour, and it's going to be pretty all right. So I'll open it. So glass also important, and whenever my first ever beer review, I'm doing a glass from my favourite brewery, which is Buxton Brewery. Shout out to them guys, because every beer I've had from there has always been outstanding. They really are. So, God, to be honest with you, it smells like candy floss, Ribena. Good Lord. It smells like melted ice lolly. You remember when you were a kid and the ice lolly used to melt, it used to go rank? Oh, well, here it goes.
Oh, I like the colour.
So that was Helen, in case you didn't hear her, saying she likes the colour. Oh my days. It's 4% this one, so I'm not expecting a big kick. So you're not looking like the sours from the like of Vault City or something like that, which obviously are really, really good.
Do you want a flake?
I don't need a flake. That's poured really well. That's poured really well, poured really good. It looks a bit like, I don't know, like a sparkling Vimto. Smells like a sparkling Vimto. What does it taste like? It tastes like a melted ice lolly. It really does. You know when you get the black currant ice lollies and they melted? You know when you were a kid and you used to have the ice pops and you squeeze them up and you go like that? So it tastes a bit like that. It doesn't taste any alcohol in it whatsoever, which I suppose is dangerous. But at 4%, really, you know, you're not going to, well, you're not going to get pissed on this because, quite frankly, you're not going to drink enough of it to get pissed. It's I'm going to hand it over to Helen to see what she thinks of it. Now she's behind the camera and try not to laugh. Berry Punch beer, Cosmic Drop.
It stinks.
Apparently it stinks. She's smelling it now. Just taste it, woman. Christ.
You know those cheap ice lollies?
What I've just said, like the Isopop things.
Yeah, the popsicles.
Yeah, they're the ones. Ice pops.
No.
So if you want a bit of nostalgia from the 70s and the 80s and when you were a kid running around in the streets and all this, then buy this beer. Don't expect a lot from it. It's only 4%, so it's not really going to have a mouthfeel.
How much have I wasted on that?
I don't know. You bought it.
What a waste of freaking
I reckon
money.
that must have been £3. Most of the beers, obviously, we've taken advantage of Morrison's and Tesco's and Asda. They all do the 4 beers for 3. A lot of people say to me quite often that the beers are expensive because they wouldn't spend like £3 or £4 on a can of beer. But when you go to a pub, you buy a pint, you're looking at £5 for a decent pint, at very minimum. And some of the beers you get from supermarkets now that the breweries are putting forward are really, really outstanding. You notice I said the word some of them, because this, quite frankly, is not really, it's not a sink pour, but it's a struggle, I think.
Yeah.
And I mean, even Helen's agreeing, and it's a fruity beer, so normally the ranker the beer, the more she likes it. So even she doesn't like this one, but it's
And you said it was more Vimto. It is not Vimto.
It is more cheap ice lolly,
Yeah.
melted ice lolly.
No,
It doesn't even.
it's wrong.
That's been out of the can for a bit. Has the smell changed a bit, but it's not improved. In fact, it's
No.
got worse.
Just let me drink my wine.
Helen's drinking wine, funny enough, to sober. I think I might be joining her soon. So anyway, I'll be back in a few minutes after when I finish this, because we don't sing poor. You know, no matter how rank it is.
Oh, I bloody do.
Helen might sing poor. I don't sing poor. Even that bloody rank sour we got from Belgium last year, that was like a cross between sheep piss and red wine that had gone off, with a touch of cider that had gone off. I didn't even sing poor that, although I must admit I wish I had in hindsight. So anyway, I'll be back in a couple of minutes, and we will we'll try the second beer of the night.
We're off.
Welcome back again. So this is ready for beer number 2. So I have managed to finish that one off. Helen has joined me around here now. You know, you can always tell when you've married a classy woman, because she's drinking wine out of a beer Moretti glass, which she forced me to drink beer Moretti because she wanted the glass. It's a bit like Leffe last weekend, really, to be honest with you. But I worked it out. She wanted the glass, which was a £5, and a 4-pack of Leffe was £6.25. So it cost me £1.25 for a 4-pack of Leffe, which, let's admit, it ain't bad, even if it is the stuff that's brewed in this country. So, excuse me. So I didn't give a score for that last beer. Quite frankly, I'm not sure if it deserves one. I'm going to give it a generous 2.
Oh, come on.
It's really bad. It's not good. I mean,
It's a -5. It's shit.
No. You can't give a beer minus number. Believe me, there are shit beers out there that give a minus number.
Yeah,
Darling,
you just drank one.
for example. It's just nothing. It's just doesn't really taste like a beer. It's not really some. If I saw this on tap somewhere, I would run a mile. I would. If this was the last beer in the pub, I would drink my own urine before it.
What was that lovely one? That lovely fruity beer I had?
You had a Frem Broussais.
See, compare that to that.
Frem Broussais, as we know, is like a style of Belgian beer. You get them quite often in on draft, especially in the Brewdogs do them quite often actually. And they're always a really good, solid, like 7 out of 10 for a fruit beer. Especially like when we went to France, we had the Leffe one, didn't you, that you really liked. So, so for fruity beers, you got, and the Belgians also do some really good fruity beers. And when it comes to fruit ones, I mean, like, there's fruit and there's fruit. I mean, when you look at an IPA, a lot of them have got a citrus flavour, or, for example, the stone fruits flavour, which goes with the beer really well. But when you start sticking berries in it and strawberries and stuff like that, it just, you know,
It's meant to have a berry punch. Where's
Berry
the punch?
punch?
I'm still waiting for it.
Punch will be bloody boring again.
Yeah, punch is my bank account. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's an absolute waste of £3, really, to be honest with you.
Right.
So let's go on to the second beer. So trouble is, all I can say about this one is this is what happens when you let your wife unsupervised in the beer aisle.
You asked me to go buy them.
I did, and it's a lesson learned. So anyway, I've chosen a Hazy Jane glass for this one. A lot of people give Brewdog a real bad name, really. I think it's not deserved. I think that they've really introduced decent beer to the masses in a big way. And yeah, maybe people say they've gone macro and all, and you can say what you want to do with them, really. But they do constantly produce good beers. You know, Hazy Jane is still my favourite fridge filler by far. You know, for a weekend at 5%, it's just a beautiful beer to drink. So so I think that, you know, you can't really knock them too much. I think that they tried to do things the right way. So I'm not going to give them too much hassle on it. So I've got a proper IPA glass. So the beer is by Tiny Rebel, Renegade Party Bus, because it is a Friday, so it is party bus time.
And it's Formula One colours.
It's what colours?
Formula One. It looks like the last flag.
So apparently it looks like a checkered flag. I thought it looked like, you know, that black and white floor they've got on that stupid advert with the flash mobs with the dog that starts singing Queen. You know what I mean? Flash, all that. So it's a double IPA. Now, I like double IPAs. They're really good. So I'm looking for a really good mouthfeel on this at 8%. Nice stone fruits, that kind of stuff. The only worrying bit of it is...
because I picked it.
apart from Helen's picked it, is that it's Tiny Rebel. And Tiny Rebel a few years ago, you know, like Stay Puffed and you know, a few other of the beers were quite nice, but they kind of lost their way and tried to be a little bit too gimmicky. But I'm hoping that this is a return back to brewing decent beer that people like. The fact that it's ticked vegetarian and vegan on the back is also worrying, because all beers vegetarian and vegan, really. I mean, if you've got a meat in a beer, I'd begin to worry, and I'm pretty broad-minded about beer. But anyway, so here we go. Let's crack it open.
Oh, quite.
Oh, bit lively.
Yeah, a bit.
Oh, I've definitely got the citrus and the hops.
Oh, nice.
Do you want to have a sniff of that one?
Oh, I like the smell.
Likes the smell of that.
That's nice. That's definitely a beer this time.
It'll
And not
be-
a milkshake.
That wasn't a milkshake, it's too thin for a milkshake. So this will be interesting. So it's pouring really well. It's light. Ooh.
Oh,
it is,
it's a
like
bit
I said,
lively.
it is very lively. Like I said, this is, and I have tried to pour it correctly.
Well, at least you've done a better job than me.
Yeah, exactly. Helen's not pouring it. God knows you want a flake in it if she got near it. So, you know, it says on the back quite a bit of blurb about the fact that they're doing good beers, and when they're not brewing, you know, they're trying to improve the lives of the people and community and stuff, which I think is good, and I think a lot of big companies are doing that now, and breweries in particular.
Oh, boring. Get on and drink it.
Hey, whoa, easy. Right, so let's see what it tastes like. So definitely got more of the stone fruits now. Not bad. When you look at this kind of beer, you're looking up at the likes of, it's competing with the likes of Kingslayer, Double Hazy Jane, ICAT from Salt, and a few of the others. And you want to have a taste of it. See what you think of it.
But it's a double, so I probably won't like it. I can taste the stone fruits, but
Yeah,
it's
you
not
can-
for me.
You can taste the stone fruits on this one. The
on,
mouthfeel
let me-
perhaps a little bit light on the mouthfeel for it.
Let me just stick to my wine.
She's going to stick to a wine, which is fair enough. I suppose it's kind of as expected, really, in a lot of respects. There's a fine balance between a decent double IPA, double dry docked IPA. It's probably
8%.
lacking the snap of the bitterness at the end, although you have got a bitter finish, but sometimes you like it to punch you a little bit. But that'll be the double dry hop, I suppose. For a double IPA, it's not bad, actually. Would I drink this again? If I went into a pub and I saw this on, would I drink it? Yeah, I probably would, actually, to be fair.
Really?
It does taste, you can really taste the alcohol with it. You know, 8%, and, you know, when you get 7 to 9% on beers, really, there's a very fine balance on can you taste the alcohol. And there's a very fine balance between it being warming and nice and sweet and tasting like petrol. And although this doesn't taste like petrol, I do get the feeling that it's bordering on it, to be fair. But is it bad? Is it one of the better beers from Tiny Rebel that I've had over a little while? Would I rush out and buy it again? I don't think I would, to be honest with you, because there's better beers in this class for it. Am I glad I've tasted it? Absolutely. And if I went into a bar and it was on and there was nothing else on that I fancied, would I drink it?
Mark's out of 10.
Probably would. Mark's out of 10. I want to give this a respectable 6, actually. It's okay. It's, you know, it's got a good hazy. It's
How many bloody beers have you had?
2, obviously. One's bloody disgusting. I've had a couple of the Moretti's, but they don't
That
count.
is not 6, I'm sorry.
It is. Yeah, just because you don't like it, you've got to look at...
Well, in that case, I want my own.
You want your own beer review. What score are you giving it, then?
4.
So she's giving it a 4. There we go.
When
So
does
the
the
beer
gin
expert
testing
that is
start?
Helen,
When
who's...
does the gin start?
When does the gin start? I'm quite happy to taste gin, although she has it with lemonade. Can't get that.
No, I've got elderflower tonic to try.
Apparently
with.
elderflower tonic, so we might even try that one in a little bit, actually.
This
hopefully
is us.
you've enjoyed the first couple of reviews. I may do another one in a minute, actually.
Well, this is us.
This is us. We're chilled. This is a Friday night. Normally we like to be in the garden on a Friday night, but the weather has been a little bit
The greyhounds
showery.
are hiding.
The greyhounds, we have 2 greyhounds, for those who didn't realise it. Don't know how we ended up with 2 greyhounds. They're in the front room at the moment asleep, and anybody who knows anything about greyhounds knows that's their general disposition.
Yep.
They tend to sleep about 22 hours a day.
Yep.
And apart from the other time is when they're feeding or they're going for the walk or shitting in the garden. So, basically it's that's it. So we started this channel. We're going to do quite a few different things with it. It's not only going to be beer reviews, although there will be a lot of beer reviews. We're going to have some guests on it from time to time as well. So watch out if I bump into you and drag you into some beer reviews, because they're always quite funny. Lee Barnes, you wait till we go up to Stirling next time. And also, we go camping a lot and we try and do other bits and pieces. So this is all new for us. I'm hoping we haven't bored you too much. Like I said, it is ramblings. The beers, yeah, I've had, to be fair, one pretty piss poor one, which was a struggle to finish off, and one that's not too bad. But thank you all for joining. So if you want to subscribe and tick in and all this, and I don't know what they do these days.
I haven't got a clue.
And I'm hoping that we video edit this in such a way that we don't look like complete clowns.
Probably.
But
Because we've never done it before.
we've never done it before, but it's all going to be a good bit of fun anyway. So we can only get better, that's for certain. We can only get better, definitely.
We need a hobby.
We need a hobby, yeah, we do need a hobby, but we'll talk more about that in a couple of weeks. But we're new hobby, because we've got enough hobbies already, but we want some new ones.
We need a new hobby.
Yeah. So take care, everybody, and I'll speak to you later. Bye now.
Bye. That's disgusting.
That's not too bad, actually. Quite like this one.
11. Oh, it's not stopped.